Welcome back. Sheree Ellingson with Senior Helpers joins us now, and we're here to talk about her business, which specializes in in-home care for anybody that may need it, the elderly or anyone else. So welcome.
Thank you, Karen, for having me today.
Tell us a little bit about your business, since we have a lot of seniors that watch the show, how you can help them potentially.
We do a free assessment on each senior, and based upon their assessment, how many hours, what type of personality of a caregiver they would need, and we bring them into the home or nursing home, assisted living, rehab center, or hospital. Wherever the senior needs help, we are there to help them.
Okay. What types of help can you provide to the seniors? And I'm sure this runs the gamut, but basically, what can you do for them?
I always say that we are here to do anything for a senior they cannot do for themselves, whether that be bathing, dressing, cooking, cleaning, transportation needs to go get their medications or go to the doctors, reminding them to take their medications, keeping their life on balance the way that they'd like to be, and independent as long as possible.
Okay. Yeah, so, you know, as they get older, sometimes they just may not be able to just even run simple errands. So your workers can do that, or anything else they want?
Yes, absolutely.
Very nice. And do they have to, when you guys cook for them as well?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So this area that you guys specialize in, because it's parts of Duval County, Nassau, Clay, Baker. Is it St. John's?
Parts of St. John's, south of 295 on the first two streets.
Okay.
Down to Georgian Creek.
All right. So that's where your franchise area goes. So if you're wondering if Sheree's business comes to you, the best way to do is to give her a call and find out if you are in her coverage area, I guess you would say, which is great. Another thing you do, I think, that's fantastic is you specialize in
Parkinson's, as well as Alzheimer's and dementia care.
Okay, now tell us at home what that means. So, like, what types of training do you have to do to specialize in that, and how are your workers trained?
Our caregivers are trained in all the different aspects of Parkinson's and know exactly what to expect, how to help each person who is facing Parkinson's, no matter what the stage of Parkinson's they're in.
Okay. And everybody that works for Senior Helpers and Sheree's company is all been background checked, because I know one of the things that seniors worry about, I have a couple in my family that worry about this, but is when you have people coming into your home, your personal home, you want to make sure that things, you know, don't get, I hate to say it, but don't get stolen. And so, or broken, or, you know, it might be something of value, but it could also be something of necessity, such as medicines. So what do you do with your employees to make sure, you know,
many different things. We do drug testing, as well as all my caregivers are bonded. They are my employees, so they are bonded. And if anything gets broken or stolen, we pay for it ourselves through our insurance that we have.
Right.
We also carry third-party auto insurance, which very few people do. Few companies do that.
What does that mean?
It means that if the caregiver's taking the client to the doctors and they're involved in an auto accident and they're injured, my insurance pays for those recovery of the injuries, the liability on the injuries.
So that's one thing people don't have to worry about, is somebody's going to, or if even driving their car potentially. I don't know if they can do that, but sometimes if it's, you know, that way, it's not going to fall back on to the client.
That's correct.
I see. Well, that's a great idea.
We try to protect both the client and the caregivers in all aspects of this job. And it's a very tough job for caregivers. They're lifting people. Sometimes they're very heavy, or they cannot lift themselves or help lift. And there's back injuries. Well, we carry workers' comp on our caregivers to make sure that they're covered. We make sure that someone pops in all the time to make sure that the caregiver's doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing at all times. For an example, we have a 24/7 client. He has memory issues. He used to love to garden. So we go out every single day and we garden with him.
Oh.
And we take him for walks, and you know, we go through his books, picture books, and say, well, who's this person? Tell me the story about this person, to keep his memories going.
Okay. And you know, I guess really that helps give them, or at least can have them maintain a quality of life.
That's our whole goal, is to keep your best quality of life and independent, and feel good about yourself.
You know, another thing that you do in terms of, getting to, the Parkinson's and so forth, because in the past I know you've come on with these wheels that show kind of different things, that different stages of Parkinson's or different stages of memory loss. But you also work with the family members to let them know what to expect may be coming next.
Right.
Because oftentimes if you're not prepared, it can be devastating for the family.
It's very devastating for the family. And a lot of times it's education all the way around. If you know what's coming down with your mother and she's all of a sudden not acting correctly, this is what we need to look for. Does she have a urinary tract infection? Is she dehydrated? All these things we look for and question and make sure that we have everything in place.
Can you actually help them get into the shower or the bathtub?
Yes.
And then can you also, if they can't get up, you can give them sponge baths or however?
Yes. We take care of people all the way to death.
Oh my, okay. So and let's, that gives another idea to me. If somebody is in, I guess the final stages of their life, and let's say they have hospice, would they need your services as well?
Yes, they do. Until the last 24 hours or so, they will need us because hospice only comes in at the very end.
Right. And sometimes hospice is not there 24/7.
No, they're not.
Let's keep that in mind. So it is a misnomer. So let's say you do have a parent that's on hospice, that you probably already know this, but if you don't have a parent or a loved one on hospice, how do they do it? They come in every other day or every third day? Or
depends on when the nurse needs to come in, whether it's medication reminders or make sure that the medications are correct, or they have a nurse that would come in to shower them, but it's very, very limited on what they can do for how long.
Okay. So
and we cover the rest.
All right. And so can you come into the house just for, is there like a minimum of how many hours?
There are no minimums with my company. I think I'm the only one in this area that has no minimums. So if you need just a shower visit, we come in and provide a shower visit in 1 hour.
Oh, good. Okay. Or if you need somebody to be there 8 hours? Longer.
And it's flexible. If you need, you're coming out of the rehab center and you need 24-hour care for 2 to 3 days until you get fully functional again, we do 2 to 3 days. Then we cut back down, reevaluate, and decide on what you need to have.
Okay, wonderful. Does insurance pay for this?
No.
Okay. Well, this is great to know, because if you need just a little bit of help or if you need something more extensive, senior helpers can get it done for you. And now with the holidays upon us, a lot of times we're going to be evaluating our loved ones, our parents, our grandparents, and so forth.
Should be.
Yeah, we'll definitely maybe be in touch with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For the helpful
Thank you for
information.
having me.
You bet.